And you know what? That's going to be where we start our gem dropping session. So before I even get into all of that, let me drop this gem on your melon. Open your mind, let your conscience be free. You're now rolling with your man, Louie T double E. Let me open you up. Get you thinking a little bit. So I found so many different facets of this trade. Just intriguing. Truly fascinating. First of all, I love to pat myself on the back when I'm right. So I got to tell you, what did I say about Jared Goff? What did I tell you? I said, man, I'm telling you, the last time I heard a GM step up to a mic and say, this guy is a player for X said team for now, that guy was traded not too far thereafter. I talked about Steve Keim, and I talked about Josh Rosen, and I said, the last time I heard this, you guys, Jared Goff is good as gone if they can find someone that is willing to take on that contract. And it's not a terrible contract, as I laid out for you. It's not a terrible contract. It's just a terrible contract if you don't love Jared Goff. That said, I said, Goff is as good as gone. If they can find someone to take him off their hands, they want out of the Jared Goff business. They are not attaching themselves to him. Sean McVay didn't do it in the playoffs and even after the playoffs. And Les Snead wasn't doing it. And he was talking about beautiful mysteries and all of this bullshit. I'm like, oh yeah, they trying to get rid of his ass. I didn't know it was going to come in the form of a Matthew Stafford trade, however. That was a little bit of a surprise to me. But nonetheless, the part that I found laughable, honestly, in all of this. Let me start by saying this. The Rams haven't lied to us once in this entire process. They haven't tried to pull the wool over our eyes or anything. The Rams told us pretty much with their actions and damn near with their words, we don't want Jared Goff anymore. Okay, they never once, McVay, Les Snead, none of these guys ever lied to us in this whole process. They were trying to get out of the Jared Goff business. They were trying to get into the John Wolford business during the playoffs. They'd already made their decision already. I mean, this man literally laid motionless on the field at Seattle, and head coach Sean McVay was still non-committal after Jared Goff went out and led them to a playoff victory with a broken hand that he had just gotten a couple of splints put into and a couple of whatever the hell they put in these your bones to fuse them together. And this man went out and gutted it out for him. And McVay could care less. So they didn't lie to us at any point in this process. They wanted to upgrade the quarterback position, and they were willing to do whatever it took to do it. The liars here have been the Detroit Lions. And they are lying through their teeth. And I don't blame them for any of it. But I love the way they're manipulating the media because they understand those guys are conduits. Okay? They know that if they want this message out there to the masses, the best way is to give Mike Silver, an interview, and he had a long piece on NFL.com about Jared Goff and how he got a phone call from Sean McVay saying, hey, buddy, we're going to trade you to the Lions. And Jared was like, okay. And he hung up the phone. Like, this man is in Cabo. Sean McVay he's a G, first of all. He's in Cabo. He picks up the phone. Hey, we trading you to, hey, y'all keep it down, man. Shh. Hey, yeah, can you get me another one of those pina coladas? Thanks. Hey, yeah, hey, Matt, we trading you to the Lions, man. Enjoy the rest of your offseason. Click up. Like, this dude is an OG. Savage. Right? But Goff on the other line is his dad. He clicks over. He talks to his dad. His dad is pissed off. He wants to call up the Rams organization. And at the end of the day, the Rams were done. They had washed their hands clean. But the Lions, on the other hand, they're trying to convince anybody that will listen, no, we really wanted Jared Goff. And they're out here telling Mike Silver, and they're out here telling Mike Garafolo and Ian Rappaport and all these guys that they want to carry out this false narrative. We really wanted Jared Goff. Okay, this is not some throwaway guy in this deal. This is not some salary dump by the Rams. We really want Jared Goff. Oh, okay, cool. Whatever. Hey, whatever you got to say, because Goff was feeling some type of way. And he's talking about how, he felt like they didn't want him in Los Angeles, and now it feels good to finally be wanted. Well, no, the Rams wanted you. They traded up in the draft to get you once upon a time. They wanted you. They didn't want you anymore. And now he's talking about how he feels good to be somewhere where he's wanted. The Lions didn't want your ass. Don't let them. He said, I heard the pure excitement and joy in their voices when they were talking. How else are they supposed to sound? Hey, Jared, yeah, man, we're glad to have you on board. No, we didn't really want you, but we didn't have a choice. We wanted the 2 first rounders more, so we had to take you, but we're glad to have you on board, man. Welcome to Detroit. Like, what are they supposed to sound like? They're going to be jovial. They're going to be excited. They're supposed to. And they're selling this story to everybody about how he wasn't just some throw-in in the trade, and this isn't a salary dump. The Rams are like, oh, no, this was a salary dump. They're telling anybody that will listen, no, trust me. We were dying for someone to take this Goff contract off our hands. And if it meant giving up 2 first rounders to get them to take the contract, what did I explain to you guys on that breakdown when we talked about the trade? I explained this was like a baseball deal. I told you this was like a baseball deal where, yeah, you may have to give up a couple of big power arms in your farm system, but if you want to get rid of this bad deal you signed to this catcher 3 years ago, and it's a 7-year deal, and you're really looking to get out of this thing because he's been abysmal for you, this is how you get out of that deal. If you signed a reliever to a deal that is absolutely crippling you, you don't want to give up the 2 power arms. They're number 2 and number 5 in your farm system. You don't have a choice. If this team says, hey, I'll take them, but you're going to have to give me something big here, man. I'm not going to just take this contract off your hands. I need something big here, man. Help me out. I'm helping you. You need to help me. That's what this was. The Rams are telling anybody that'll listen, yeah, this was a salary dump. We only wanted to give up 1 first rounder and a 3rd, but the extra first round was for them to take Jared Goff off our hands. It's true. Like, don't try to lie to me. Now, could Jared Goff actually be a part of the future in Detroit? Maybe. If he goes out and plays well, essentially, it's a 2-year contract. After 2 years, they can get out of the final 2 years of that deal. It has exit ramps. So, in all actuality, it's a 2-year audition for Jared Goff in Detroit. But here's the funny thing. I'm listening to all these reporters for the NFL Network trying to convince everyone because sources are telling them that this isn't just a throw-in and this wasn't a salary dump. They really love Jared Goff, and there were multiple teams out here that were really interested in Jared Goff. I'm pretty sure there were. I guarantee you that at least 7 or 8 teams called the Rams and just wanted to know, hey, what is it going to take to get Jared Goff? They weren't necessarily legitimately offering anything. They just wanted to know, what are you looking for Jared Goff? That's it. Not necessarily someone dying to get Jared Goff off the Rams' hands, but there's some teams that probably were legitimately interested. But let's not go overboard and make it seem like, hey, we had to beat him to the punch to get Jared Goff. He wasn't the centerpiece of this trade. The Lions have to stop treating us as if this is 1993 and we don't know any better and we're just going to listen to what the media tells us. We know better, okay? We know better. We know better. This is 2021. We can see between and read between the lines. We can see and smell your bullshit, and it stings. We know better. Don't let them lie to you. They didn't want Jared Goff. They had to take him. And you know how they can really prove that they really wanted Jared Goff? Actions speak louder than words, okay? If you're so committed to him, listen to what head coach, kneecap-biting head coach Dan Campbell had to say. Look, man, if you're a fan of this Lions organization, the real football doesn't begin for us for 2 years. We need 2 years to tear this thing down and build it back up. Where the hell does that leave Jared Goff then? You think about what he just said. Think about what I just told you. The first 2 years of this deal, you have to eat, and then after that, you can get out of this thing. So he's telling you, hey, these first 2 years are throwaway years. Well, what the hell does that mean for Jared Goff? So you're telling me that you're going to take a guy that you truly believe in And he's going to be here. Remember what one of those executives said to Josina Anderson, and I read that tweet to you, and it was something along the lines, and I'm paraphrasing here, that they definitely took Jared Goff on, and they wouldn't have done it because it's a bad contract on a team that's rebuilding. And when it's finally rebuilt, he's not going to be a part of your football team. So it's a bad deal for the Lions, okay? If Dan Campbell is telling you, hey, this thing isn't going to be ready to actually look like a professional outfit for 2 years. So don't mind us while we're over here fixing some shit. We're just over here, fresh coat of paint. We're stripping stuff down. We're going to redo the floors in the kitchen, new countertops. We're going to go upstairs. We're going to rip out the carpet. We're going to lay some new carpet down. We're going to change the bathroom around. We're going to knock out that wall. We're going to put in a big hot tub. Like, they're doing all kinds of renovations in Detroit. And what they're saying is, when it's all done, Jared Goff won't be here. So if you really are that committed to him, why are you telling us that the first 2 years don't matter? What I'm really anxious to see, and this is how we'll really know, maybe they are committed to Jared Goff. Maybe they aren't lying to us. I think they're lying through their teeth. I believe the Rams. The Rams haven't lied to me yet, and I think they are truthful. And it just doesn't make any others. It doesn't make sense. When you try to sit down and make sense of this deal, it doesn't make sense. Just like with the Deshaun Watson situation, when everybody's trying to throw in all these veterans and these guys that the Texans don't want any parts of. And I explained to you before this even became a real thing, I explained to you, they don't want your funky ass contracts that you've signed these players to that you no longer want. They don't want these veteran players that you no longer want. They want a guy. We talked about all the draft capital that the Texans don't have. We talked about all the cap space that the Texans don't have. Well, guess what? If all of that is true, and we know it's true, then why in the hell would they want to take on your veteran contract? Why would they want to take on your veteran salary that you signed this guy to? We want guys with upside. We want guys on rookie deals because they're cost effective. And we want draft capital. That's why trading with, if I'm Houston, the only team I want a quarterback back from in exchange would be the Jets or the Dolphins. Anybody else out there, I don't want your quarterback because he's not on a rookie deal. More likely than not. You're not trading me a guy that's on a rookie deal. And the Dolphins aren't trading to it. So we can put that to bed right now. That's a dead issue. I'm not even talking about that anymore because that's not happening. They didn't draft Tua last year to just trade him this year. However, back to the Detroit Lions. Actions speak louder than words. You know what I'm really looking forward to now? Is what they do at number 7. Because that'll tell me all I need to know. If Jared Goff gets blindsided on draft night, day 1, with the Lions selecting a quarterback at 7, then you'll know they lied to you, buddy. They lied to you to your face. Bold-faced lie. Told you how excited they were. Told you that you were the guy for them. Told you that, you were a huge part. You were the centerpiece of this trade. Told you that we were going to rebuild around you. And now they're drafting a young guy that they're grooming behind you so that when your 2 years are up and they can get out of that contract, they'll be ready to start the young fella after you've taken all the lumps. It'll be interesting. I'm fascinated by that whole situation because if they don't draft a quarterback at any point of the draft, first, second, third day, doesn't matter. If they don't draft a quarterback, then I'll say, okay, well, maybe, just maybe, they actually do believe Jared Goff is the guy. But if they still take a quarterback at 7, I'm going to say, Jared, my guy. Got your ass, Mr. Goff, man. They got you. They got you. Hook, line, and sinker. They reeled your ass in only to let you know, hey, you a stopgap, bruh. You're in a very expensive stopgap. So don't let them lie to you, man. The Lions are over here doing some real sinister, dirty, dick, dastardly stuff over here behind people's backs. We're not dumb. Again, I'm not falling for your shenanigans. No banana in the tailpipe action over here. And I'm going to make sure I explain to y'all out there so y'all don't get caught off guard. Don't let them lie to you, okay? The Rams haven't lied to us yet. They dumped Goff. They wanted out of the golf business. And they're telling you, hey, no, trust me. They didn't want Jared Goff. If we would have let them get away with the 2 1s and the 3, they would have got away scot-free. with the 2 1s and the 3. But they had to take Jared Goff. And so yeah, I'm really fascinated with that situation. I want to see what they do. See how they built this roster, see what moves they make. Because all the steps that they take now after this deal will tell us all we need to know. Again, actions speak louder than words. They can give us lip service all day long. What they ultimately do with free agency and the draft will really help us kind of sort things out in Detroit and what direction they're going in. So I just find that very interesting. We've talked about this trade already a ton, so I don't need to bore you anymore. You've been probably listening to a ton of trade talk. You know, Stafford, what team wanted. We already did all of that stuff, so we don't need to do that again here. But I thought that was the thing that I found really interesting. Ian Rappaport and my, Garofolo and all those guys really trying to sell us. All these NFL Network guys, the Detroit Lions are using them as conduits, telling them profusely, hey, we really wanted Jared Goff. He was a huge part of this deal. He wasn't just some throw-in. Okay, cool. I hear you. I don't believe you, but I hear you. That's fine. Gotcha.